Hi, Frank.
Hey, Haley, how are you?
You know, just having a great day. Gonna be dreaming.
It's a dreamy kind of day. I'm
It's a
excited.
dreaming
I'm excited.
day.
I'm nervous,
I'm,
but excited. It's going to be a great
yeah. We haven't done a podcast in a while. I kind of forgot what
day.
this is like.
Yeah, it's been a while, but that's okay. We're here now. We're doing another one,
Mhm.
and we'll just continue to make our best effort to keep this community podcast going. Why not?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
got to. It's so much fun. Honestly, it feels a lot like what we're doing with Dreaming today, right? Like we just want to share content and have people get excited and just make sure we're celebrating all the things we do with Salesforce and higher ed. That's what we do on the podcast. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah,
It's great.
another reason to sit down, relax, and re-energize and get ready to like close off this 2023 year with a bang. So I'm
Yeah,
excited that timing worked out just perfectly for us.
I think so too. Also, I might cry just a little bit because
Uh,
there's like some of my favorite people in the chat. Like Jonathan Mayer. I see Jess Shine. I see Kyla Farrell. Seeing Corey Snow. Cheryl, I miss you. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna need to like not just read off the chat for this session, but I could, and it would still be a very entertaining time. Don't
it
you
would still be great. I know I see some AUCU folks there. Hello, Carrie Otto.
think? Yes,
Hey.
return of the podcast. We need the like Star Wars scrolling text to be going up.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice. Oh man. Well, so I think maybe it's a good idea for us to just sort of start with talking about the day and what we're excited about. I mean, this session in particular is pretty informal, but our whole day is really meant to be warm and welcoming and informal, right, Frank? We're not going to be overly produced today.
Absolutely not. We're not going to, let's informal, let's communicate, let's collaborate. You're going to get a lot of good information from a lot of great people. So enjoy the day.
Mhm.
It's going to be, it is what it is, and it will be great. That's what it is.
Yes. I had a comment on my cloud earrings.
Oh, yes.
So these were a gift from my friend Joanna Iturbi, who works at Huron, formerly a member of the Higher Ed Advisory Council. She surprises me with special gifts. She's amazing.
Oh, well, I don't have any cloud earrings, but
Frank, you could be styling right now.
I could be. So anyway,
Yeah,
oh
Corey,
my
you'll have
goodness.
to tell. Yeah, Corey and Carrie, you'll have to tell Joanna she just got a shout out. Her earrings specifically. Just
Earrings got a shout out. Oh, oh
But yeah,
goodness.
today is meant to be super fun and informal, and I think really honestly, we're just trying to start off the day with some excitement. I'm gonna just do something really quick and ask you guys if you haven't already. The way that you get to chat in a session like this and throughout sessions throughout the day is you want to make sure that on the right hand side of your page, just underneath your little avatar or your initials, you're clicked on session. That's going to enable the session chat, polls, people, and Q&A. And chat is already hopping this morning, so that's exciting. We do have a poll. If you guys are willing to go and take that, you just want to click on the polls tab. And once you submit that, you can see all the results, which is exciting. So this is just a quick trying to figure out who's in the room with us today on the podcast, because we currently have 180 people watching us, which is just a little bit terrifying.
Just a little bit.
Keep playing with
Um,
my hair nervously, like.
and I got to remember, I'm really not in a room by myself. I'm in here with 180 plus people,
Yeah, yeah.
and we're expecting a lot more by the end of the day and in our upcoming sessions. So I'm so glad that folks are excited to join us today for this informal chat and getting some insight into what the day is going to look like. Some of the navigation you've just shared, Haley, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I see a lot of hi everyone's and cool
Hi.
stuff.
Yeah. I think the other thing is if you wanted to, you can browse the schedule without leaving this session. So just note if you click anything on the left-hand side, it makes you leave the session, which is, I know, a little bit inconvenient, but it thinks you're navigating away. But there is a little box just above the window that we're in, just above here, that says schedule. And it'll actually pop out a little modal for you and let you browse sessions that are happening throughout the day. Little shout out, I think Arizona State has 2 sessions that are happening today. One with a face off with University of Arizona. I did see Kim in the channel as well earlier.
Kim, hello, Kim.
Yeah. And then I think they also have a session that's our friends Christian and Brandon from ASU who are going to talk about tags, which is exciting. So no big deal. ASU in the house.
ASU's in the house. We're excited to share. We're excited to learn from others also. So it's gonna be great. And I'm really excited that we're actually going to be recording these sessions. So they're going to be available to you post the event. So this content will be forever yours.
Forever yours. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And I just saw I'm also just gonna shout out to Sarah Cheatham from Western in the house, our only two-time presenter today. So no big deal. She's got a lot to say. She's gonna say it. So hi Sarah. Go Broncos. Yep, Western Michigan. I was almost a Bronco. I ended up being a Wolverine, but I was almost a Bronco that played volleyball. So it almost happened. Well, Frank, what do you think? Should we see if anybody wants to join us on stage this morning? Would that be fun?
It would be fun.
Let's see who we
How do we do that?
Yeah, well, so I'm going to just take a quick look. I know we've got a couple planning team members on the call. Carrie, Florence, if you guys are in the chat, do you guys want to join us on stage? Carrie!
Oh, that was quick. Good stuff.
She's so good. Carrie just like, yeah, I'll do it. Fine. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Just like a podcast episode. Oh, and Florence is here too. Yay. Guys, this is the planning team. It's us. Look at
I had to run upstairs and grab my earrings, you know.
Yeah. Did you hear all the shout outs I was getting on there?
Yes.
Carrie, you're going to have to do the same. I'm telling you.
No, I ran up the stairs just in time.
Yes. Well, good job.
Like odd man out without earrings.
Right?
Yeah. We'll get some swag for the next session.
See you, Frank.
Well, so just like any podcast episode, why don't we have our two guest speakers? Well, Frank, we didn't really introduce ourselves either. What are we doing?
Let's introduce ourselves. Let's go.
Okay. All right, Frank, why don't you introduce yourself to the wonderful people, 205 people watching us right now. Oh my gosh.
Good morning or afternoon. I'm not sure where I'm at. Well, let me tell you where I'm at before I get in there. I am in Mexico City doing Dreamin from Mexico City. So this is truly an international global event. I'm really pumped up about that. So I was a little nervous because I wasn't able to find a place to sit, but I found a place to sit. I'm here. I've been here for a few days representing ASU and the Higher Ed Advisory Council at the Education LATAM Higher Ed Advisory Council meetings. It's really been amazing. So I am sitting at Tec de Monterrey University. Bienvenidos a todos. Va a ser un día pero bien lleno de alegría y mucha comunicación y colaboración. So can you tell what mode I'm in right now? That's the most.
Crushing it, Frank.
The most
Frank, can I share the picture of you from yesterday?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to share it. Look at him in his sport coat presenting yesterday. Look at you.
It was a breakthrough moment for me yesterday. It was the first time I presented any kind of business presentation in Spanish. And there was a little English came out here and there, but I would say 99% of it was done in Spanish along with the fireside chat. So it was pretty fun. And I'm excited. I'm going to go home and just speak Spanish to my kids, and I'm ready to move to Mexico.
I'm so proud of you. You're amazing.
So anyway, that's where I'm at. Frank Montoya, Arizona State University, part of the Higher Ed Advisory Council, along with these wonderful people and a lot of other wonderful people that are on the chat. So been working at ASU for 16 years, and we are 10 years into a enterprise-wide Salesforce implementation at ASU, and we're expecting a large celebration the end of November to celebrate those 10 years. So a lot going on this month with Dreamin, EDU LATAM, and now eventually this 10-year celebration. And then I can close out the year, relax a little bit, and have a real cocktail.
Yes.
Actually, I don't think I'm going to wait till then. I think it might happen today.
So, there might need to be one at the closing ceremony today. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pass the baton to Carrie.
All right, Carrie.
Oh boy. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm from the University of Minnesota. I'm our Director of Enterprise CRM. I work in a division of our institution called Institutional Analysis. I'm with all of the data people, and it's really exciting to work on the business side of our implementations of Salesforce at our institution and work alongside a great group in our central OIT department to help implement different use cases. And we have just been going live with a group in our school public health and also our career services department. So I'm really excited about some recent work that we've been doing and going live with and getting started on some new groups. I see I've got Nick Lindberg in the chat with me from the University of Minnesota, Sky Yuma. Yeah, from our business school. Good to see you, Nick. And yeah, it's great to be here with you all. It's been such a fun event to plan, and I can't wait to see all the sessions today.
Yeah.
Florence, we want to hear from you.
Carrie.
Florence.
Hi, everyone. I'm Florence from the University of Miami. I've been here for about 22 years. It didn't start that way. That was not the plan, but I've fallen in love and I just can't let go. I guess that should be like a love song or something. I don't know. So I am the executive director of rapid application development within our central IT unit. And my team is responsible for a couple of Salesforce instances. A project we're working on right now is to extend our one-stop in-person experience into kind of a lobby management experience across campus. So we have 2 pilot groups that are on that journey to see if it works for them just as well as it has worked for Arcane Central. I'm thrilled to be here, and as a alumna of or an emeritus member of the Hard Advisory Council, I'm thrilled to be connected with these fabulous peers. And yeah, it's a great event. I'm very excited for what's to come today.
Nice. Well, and I'll be the last one to go. One, I'm just super excited that the 4 of us are on a call because we're the planning team. We've been working. This is our 2nd annual HEDreamin. And my day job is at Smith College, which, if you don't know, is in Northampton, Massachusetts. We just went live / are going live currently on Nonprofit Success Pack. So that's exciting. But we've been using Salesforce for about 10 years. So if I have any Smith folks, any pioneers in the audience, let me know. But yeah, we have a big go live this week. So why not just throw it all together and just do Dreamin at the same time, right? But yeah, I get to host the PodCACHE podcast with Frank. I'm on the advisory council. I'm an MVP with Florence, and then obviously we get to plan Dreamin. So, this is what we do. Yes, Roger, that's exactly the goal. We want to connect with each other. So прfantastic. I think the first question, Frank, that we have for our esteemed guests today is just about what they're excited for on their campuses. So what's something that you guys are working on, something that is coming up that you get the most excited about? Frank, if you want to answer this one too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll answer first just to give you guys a little time. But we are going to be working with Sleek Consulting. I don't know if Sleek is in the house here pretty soon to enable gift processing on NPSP using their QSS suites. So we're really excited about that. I think we start like any day. We have a kickoffs with our community, I think right after Thanksgiving. So we're starting here very soon. Frank, what about you? What are you excited about?
Oh my gosh, we have so many things in the hopper, and ASU people, if you're on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, and feel free to chime in via chat and let folks know what you ASU folks are excited about. So, as you all know, we have 10 orgs across the university, and and of course, and each one of those orgs has a scope and a specific lane that they're supposed to stay in, right, for their constituents, that the engagement they're tracking for their constituents. So it's very exciting. Everybody has a lot going on, but some of the things that really excite me is that we are doing some initiatives to migrate and consolidate some of those orgs so that we could remove some duplication of processes and be more effective and efficient with our recruitment efforts for all our ground students and grad students. So that's exciting to me. It's been a long time coming, and we're working hard on that. That's one of the priorities, along with other things like, finally implementing a global, an enterprise-wide, at least for the enterprise application, archive and backup restore, and getting that all in place. So that's important stuff. All the bells and whistles are cool, but sometimes you got to focus on the back end and make sure that you can have bells and whistles. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm excited about that.
It's a good lesson.
I'm going to take off of that,
Go ahead, Carrie.
Because we're doing some of that, back end work that we've been wanting to do for a long time as well. And we've also been one of those orgs that's been in existence for a decade or more, and just trying to go back and figure out how the different personas that we represent in our enterprise org, how that data can flow more, we'll say, in a more clean way through the life cycle of our students and our constituents at the university, and kind of doing some movement of the data and how we're bringing it in, that sort of thing. So I can totally understand that, and for those of you that have older orgs, that we're in it together and always trying to get better and improve. And aside from that, some new stuff, exciting stuff that we're working on. We're just starting to collect requirements and work on business processes for a new project around tracking our undergraduate student research and internships. So I'm excited about that. And I think there might even be a presentation by Haley later today talking about maybe some internship tracking. So just a little plug for that. But yeah, so I'm gonna be watching that one. And so we're looking at that. I see I've got my colleague Catherine in the chat as well. Shout out to Catherine. She's an awesome analyst on my team. And let's see, so we're working on that. We're working on finishing up some go live things with the project we have around employer relations. And what else? Well, there's always.
Do you need more? You got so much going. Do you need more to work on?
Yes. So Florence, how about you?
Sorry, I just got distracted for the moment. What is the question for me?
What you're excited about? What's on the roadmap for you?
Oh, on the roadmap. Wow. So many things. Well, we're evaluating options to kind of modernize the marketing automation tools for one of our Salesforce instances. And so we've been going down this path of, what do they have today? That really digging into the requirements, which we all spend tons of time doing, and then also looking towards the future of what could that look like. And it's always nice to go back to basics and think about what do you need versus what do you want, and then what is magical that you can bring in that secret sauce. So that definitely is an exciting project that we're working on.
Nice. Oh, that's so exciting. I think I saw in the chat, by the way, a couple people are like, I like hearing about what other schools are doing. You are in the right place today, because that is all the voices that you're going to hear today in our different sessions are definitely going to be about institutions doing cool things. I think Carrie and Florence, I think we've probably made you stay on stage more than you would like to, but you're welcome to stay with us or come back on later if you want to pipe in to any of the things Frank and I are talking about. But thank you guys so much. Can we get a round of applause or just multiple chats for these guys for coming on stage?
Thank you for having us.
Look at that. Round of applause.
Thanks, Florence. Thanks, Carrie. We'll see you all a little bit later.
Thanks. Oh, look at all these emojis coming up in here. I think I'm just inflating the chat stats for our session, Frank.
It's okay. I'm good with that.
Oh, we can do confetti too. Look at this. I'm just gonna. Ooh.
Oh, nice. Oh,
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a fun little feature that might be in some of the things.
So Haley, let's talk about that poll again. So we got the poll. Yeah. Let's remind folks that there's a poll there.
Yes. So on the right-hand side, just below your picture or your initials, you're going to see a tab for session. So this is important. This will be similar throughout the entire day. There's an event chat. There's also session chat. So make sure you're in the session. Underneath that, you'll see chat, polls, people, and Q&A. Chat is where we're all giving rounds of applause right now. And then a poll, we have one currently active and live. So if you want to go ahead and vote in that, you'll see the results afterwards. Just a quick, who are you and kind of what's your role? I like that we have 10 votes for who am I, what year is it? Because I was just being snarky when I added that, but I really like that other people have a similar snark. So we also have a Q&A, which I have not been monitoring. So I'm going to go over there and do that. We also have Q&A, which will happen throughout sessions as well, where you can post questions. Right now, we do have moderation on, which is just a way for us to kind of see what's coming in. But if you do have any questions, you can do that. Otherwise, our chat is just blowing up.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So Haley, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on with you in the past year. You have grown your family.
Yeah.
Since we've last been together with a big group like this. I know we've been together in person, that people know that, but how is Mr. Rory doing these days?
Oh, Mr. Rory's so good. Yeah. So I welcomed a son in September of 2022. So for those of you that might have been at HEDreamin23, this was after that. So, you know, he's just amazing. He's 14 months. He says all kinds of stuff. My favorite is banana. He goes banana. And it's like a very funny. He also says moo for cow, which is exciting. And it's just like a whole different world experiencing things through the eyes of a kid, right? He has no idea that it's weird to eat Cheerios upside down, or, you know, not to like take his applesauce pouch and put that all over the wall. You know, there's things we have to all learn, Frank. And he's literally learning like how to be a little human. It's amazing.
Well, you're amazing, being able to juggle a family, a toddler, a baby, higher ed dreaming, you know, work, go live this past week. So thank you for being such a great asset to this community. And that's what this is about, right? This is by the community for the community. So I'm really happy to see the chat and the people that are there. And I know we're going to have more throughout the day. And I'm trying to figure out how to tell how many people are on right now in our podcast.
Yeah. Well, so up at the very top, I think everybody sees a count across where it says PodCACHE PreShow, and then it says 236 people are actively in this session, which is exciting. We've also got 353 people who are in the event in general right now. I'm excited because my goal was to get 700 plus registrations for this event, and we surpassed 750 this morning. So, you know, it's exactly what I was hoping, all the excitement in the community. And I'm just so excited for this. Ryan, you know it. Let me see if I can find a picture from when he was like 6 months old with Brian with the update 779.
779. Thank you, Brian.
No big
Brian
deal.
is our
Brian
statistician, by the way. Yeah. Thank you, Brian. Brian is a great statistician.
I know. He's quick.
He's quick. Data. Yeah, he's quick. He's good.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find a photo of Rory though when he had his like trailblazer shirt on with like surrounded by animals. It's a little old, but it's still a good one. I'll see if I can find it.
Well, you go look for it. And in the meantime, I'll keep chatting here. At least I'll try to think of what else to say. So how much longer do we have, Haley, before we
we've got about 20 more minutes.
Okay. I just want people to be ready for our keynote.
Coffee, which I'm super excited about. Does everybody know who Peter Coffee is? Hopefully they do. If you're in chat, if you're wondering, Peter Coffee is like huge in our world with Salesforce. And he's actually going to be talking about, what's the name of his session? It's a picture of what's to come. We got a little preview a few weeks ago, and it was like outstanding. Exactly, Patrick. Legendary. Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Yeah, he's amazing.
You are in for a treat.
And he just knows everything. Frank, I feel like we covered like 6 or 7 topics last week in 10 minutes, and it was like he just knows everything. I don't know how else to describe it.
How did that happen? Yeah, so excited. So I'm glad that everyone here, and hopefully everyone here will be able to join the keynote. And then I think we're going to follow some sessions after that. We'll have I think we have 5 sessions simultaneously.
4. 4 time.
Okay.
And Brian dropping the link. I like it. Yeah, if
Thank
you want to go check
you.
out Peter Coffee ahead of the sessions today, there's a link to LinkedIn right in the chat. Thanks, Brian. We have
So I
great people
also
here.
see some community questions in the chat. So
Ooh.
if you are all looking at the chat as you are listening to us and you have answers, please feel free to respond or connect with Thomas Mercer, for example, who has a question about anyone else on EDA getting GMAT Focus Edition test data. So take advantage, and if you've got an answer, if you want something to share, do that here or do that outside of here. I think you can chat individually with each person also.
You can do direct messaging. You can also just reply to that if you have something to share. I think I saw something above for somebody who was asking questions about Education Cloud too. This was before all the clapping. But yeah, like to know from folks about the EDA model. This is from Roger. EDA model and the new Education Cloud and how you're handling the transition or not. I'm watching that all very closely. I don't know about you, Frank, but yep, Roger did. I'm watching that all very closely. We're not going to be adopting Education Cloud at the moment, but I'm always excited about all the things that are happening. I'm going to shout out one of my favorite people in the ecosystem, Reid. Reid, if you're in the chat, if you want to just maybe say something, or if you even want to come on the screen and talk about Reid, yes, if you want to come on the screen and talk a little bit about your use of Omni Studio, that might be kind of fun. Not to put you on the spot, but if you're into it, we'd be into it. All you have to do is just request audio at the bottom, and I can let you on if you're comfortable. Also, no pressure, even though I just called you out in front of 241 people. Frank, you guys aren't using Education Cloud yet, but probably watching it, right?
We are watching it. We are watching it closely. We're going to learn a lot more about that at the end of November at ASU. So we've got Jonathan Mayer and others joining us. We are having a 10-year celebration event. I think I might have mentioned that. So I am right in the middle and the thick of getting all that planned out, and we're going to have an opportunity to hear more about Education Cloud, our center of excellence, and some of our executives will be available to understand a little bit more detail about Education Cloud, and then understand how that's going to fit our ASU strategy overall. So I'm excited about that. We'll learn more. We'll continue to share more with everybody and let everybody know what decisions are made relative to that. So I'm excited because there's so much going on and so much we can take advantage of. We just need to do it very deliberately so that we are making sure that we continue to grow our Salesforce footprint, right, and meet the strategic goals of the university. So I'm pretty excited. There he is.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I just called you out in front of almost 250 people, Reid. Sorry about that.
It's all good. It looks like the camera's not working, but I have audio.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Audio works well. You sound great.
Podcasts are just audio anyway, so it's all good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your role, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit about your use of Omni Studio?
Sure. So I am the Salesforce platform lead with the University of Oklahoma. We actually just finished implementing Admissions Connect when it was announced that Education Cloud was coming out. And so because of that, we've been using Omni Studio for forms, the application process specifically. And then with another business unit, we are using Omni Studio. There's a piece called document generation. We're using to generate transcripts, acceptance letters, and completely automate that process so it's done inline in Salesforce without a need of a third-party tool.
Yeah, nice. Very cool.
Very cool.
When you guys first, so when did you first start with Omni Studio? When did you? Because you're as far as I know, you're the leading expert in this right now, right? I mean, when did you start with it?
We started messing with last May, so not 6 months ago, but 18 months ago. Salesforce announced that if you had Admissions Connect, you would get access to Omni Studio. And so at that point, I started evaluating it for the University of Oklahoma to see if that's something that we should use. And so I've been playing with it before they even announced Education Cloud. And so when they announced Education Cloud, we were able to take advantage of that a bit quicker because I had that experience and I've been playing around and evaluating it.
Nice. Yeah,
Nice
as far as I
job,
know,
Reid.
you've been our expert. Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, I was just saying, nice job. Way to be right at the leading edge of all of this. So good stuff. I love
Yeah.
hearing those stories, and I love people taking those risks and doing that exploration early on, so that we can learn from you.
Yeah. Well, and you're just kind of fun to hang out with and hear from, kind of. So it's going to be fun to see all the different things that you guys are able to do. But maybe we'll get you on a real podcast soon, or maybe have a session or something with you. I think people want to know more. So I think somebody already answered the question, but from Nathan Miller in the chat, what system was it that makes the acceptance letters? I think somebody already answered.
They
Thanks,
did, but
Stacey.
it's Omni Studio. And then there's a secondary piece called document generation that uses features of Omni Studio, but technically it's a separate component that does come with that enablement though.
Nice. Yeah, well, and I think just knowing that you guys are out there and successful. I also saw lots of posts and emails this week from Salesforce talking about, I think it was Boise State that went live and some other folks that went live. Education Cloud is all the rage right now, so it's exciting to see that happen. We do have roundtables happening later today, which I can talk about in a moment. But Reid, before we let you go, is there anything that you guys have on your roadmap? This is the question I'm going to ask you. But is there anything that you guys have on your roadmap that that you guys want to share or that you want to talk about? What are you excited about?
We actually will be implementing Education Cloud in an upcoming project, and so that right now is forefront of my mind. Is that project is not quite to kickoff phase, but I guess the pre-kickoff phase where we're evaluating and getting the requirements together. And so I'm actually excited because I don't know if you know this, but I prefer to figure things out versus being told what to do. So I'm excited to be able to get in on the bleeding edge, as it were, and figure it out to for my own edification, if nothing else.
Nice.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, and continue to share with us. I know that the community wants to hear from you, especially since you are taking those risks on the bleeding edge, but they're all going to pay off. This is fantastic. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Reid, for joining us. You're amazing. And I'm sure we'll see you across the platform today, right?
Probably so.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Reid.
I'm going to share a slide really quick that just also talks about something exciting that's coming up. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right things, which is actually, there's Peter Coffee in the chat, guys. No big deal. Peter, I just got starstruck again. I told you this last week, but I just got starstruck again. So we have some really exciting sessions that are going to be happening today. So sessions that are presented from okay, Peter, I will. So sessions that are going to be folks sharing their knowledge around our sessions with customers. We also have some sponsor showcases, which are like lightning style fireside chats, and they're super exciting. And then we also have roundtables. So shout out to our Gould sponsors, no big deal. Blackthorn, Huron, and the Advisory Council will have 3 roundtables, which are meant to be interactive and more like a Zoom chat, right? More like that than like a lecture. The goal is really that you could come off mute and you could share, but they're going to be facilitated by Blackthorn or Huron or the Advisory Council, and they're kind of like Ask Me Anythings. In fact, that's what the Advisory Council one is called. It could be about anything. But to those of you who are just asking questions about Education Cloud, you'll definitely want to check out the one that's hosted by Huron. I know that they're going to be doing lots of interactive polls and chats and bringing people on, and there'll be at least a couple people from the Advisory Council also there just to talk about their experience and what they know about it. Reid, maybe we'll see you at Education Cloud hosted by Huron. There's also one hosted by Blackthorn, which Smith is a proud user of, that'll be centered all around events. So if you have any questions about that platform, they have events and all kinds of stuff. They have messaging now. They have payment apps that you can do. There's even like a really cool storefront thing that just came out. So anyway, lots happening there, more than just events. But yeah, and Ryan, who just posted in the chat, will definitely be a part of the roundtable from here on. By the way, all of our sponsors also have booths. So if you haven't checked it out, or if you want to do that, there is an expo area where you can go and browse booths. And that is definitely something that, we want to encourage you guys to do. There's even some fun giveaways if you want to go take a look at some of the different booths that are happening. So anyway, roundtables are something. Let me also just share one more really quick thing about our sponsor showcases. So these are also events that are going to be taking place today. You guys are going to hear me kind of repeat this at the end of the keynote with what's coming up. But we have sponsors that are going to be, what I call it, be putting on the hot seat. But they're going to have to answer 5 questions in 5 minutes. And there's like this really big dramatic running timer on the top. It's like speed dating. But we're going to have 2 showcases where they just give us that lightning round fireside chat. So you'll be hearing more from our sponsors then. There's 2 sessions of those. So this is our first showcase and then our second. Those should also show up. Oh, there's Matt Frank from Blackthorn. No big deal. Hey, Matt. Nice. And actually, Blackthorn will be kicking off our second sponsor showcase as well. And that actually happens right before the roundtable. So we'll be kind of leading in there. Hi, Matt. And we'll be trying to kind of help you guys find your way across the platform. Would highly encourage you to start working on your agenda if you haven't done that already. So many sessions. There's even some happening all at the same time. All sessions are going to be recorded. So don't worry if you're like trying to choose between one or the other. You can still see the content. We do have a YouTube channel that has last year's sessions, and then we'll also be posting this year's sessions about 48 hours after the event. There may or may not be an email that you'll receive from the platform when that happens. So,
yep.
Yeah. Frank, anything you want to share about the day?
I really, and you guys are going to hear a lot of thank yous all day because this event really cannot happen without the community, you all. So you'll hear more thank yous. Well, thank you. But this event also, cannot happen without our sponsors. So thank you to our sponsors. Support our sponsors. Make sure you attend the roundtables. Go visit their expos. I know Haley already said it all, but I'm going to say it again. We are very grateful for all the support that we've received. So thank you all.
Great. I need to. I have a direct message from one of our planning team members. I need to attend to for a second. So Frank, if you can hang out with the group for like 1 minute.
Yeah, I've got some big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. All right. Well,
I'll be around. Oh, Carrie's here to help.
Carrie's going to help me. Hi, Carrie.
Save you, Frank.
I'll be right back. Thanks, Carrie.
Hi, Haley. Hi, Carrie. No, so everything's been going great. For those who came in late, just want to share again that another event for the community by the community. Thanked all our sponsors. Thanking you all for joining us. It looks like we're at 240 in this pre-show podcast, so which will get recorded. Again, Q&A on the side, chat on the side. Let me go look at the Q&A and see if anything's going on in there. There are multiple sessions going on during the day at the same time. Do you know if the sessions will be recorded? Yes, the sessions will be recorded and they will be available. So I think Haley just mentioned that earlier. And I think they're in a YouTube channel. I think that's what we did last.
Yes, we'll have a YouTube channel.
So we are moving in that direction again this year. And again, forever content that you can get to. So good stuff. Let's see what else is going on.
I have something, Frank.
Go ahead.
You told us all earlier that you're in Mexico City.
I am.
What have you seen this week that you can share with us about Mexico City? Because I know it's an amazing city. I've been there and I loved it.
Traffic. I will tell you the stress levels coming from the hotel to Tec de Monterrey University campus, Ciudad Mexico, was very stressful. I wasn't sure I was going to find a space to sit down and start this podcast with Haley on time or with the group on time, but I did. No, it's been amazing. I did not. This is my first time in Mexico City. I shouldn't say that. It's my first time as an adult, because I think the last time I was here, I might have been like 9 years old, 10 years old. So did not realize how beautiful, how big, how much is going on in this city. It's been really exciting. Tec de Monterrey campus here in Mexico City is beautiful.
I know
They
I
have,
got a picture the other day. It looks really beautiful.
yeah, it was right. It was kind of cool, and I'll share this with the group here. That's here is, if you ever have a chance to come to Mexico City and come to Tec de Monterrey campus here in Mexico City, it's really neat. The campus is very modern. There was a lot of destruction of the buildings here on this campus in 2017, the earthquake that happened here in
Oh, yeah.
2017. And they have built up this campus so beautifully, and it's so high tech. I'm so impressed. EDU LATAM, who is chaired by Carlos Garrido, and
Shout out to Carlos.
yes, Carlos was here. Him and Diana and Maria Fernandez all put together an amazing first time in-person event for CIE, which is their version or their acronym for Higher Ed Advisory Council in LATAM. So they did an amazing job. They had about 80 participants, did a lot of in-person knowledge sharing from various universities throughout Latin America. We heard from the Colombian contingent, we heard from Chile, we heard from Brazil, we heard from Argentina. It was really a great time, and they are in the process of building out their Higher Ed Advisory Council. So I had an opportunity to share what the North American Higher Ed Advisory Council does, how we operate, our mission, our bylaws, our membership, and so forth. So they were so engaged and inspired that I think they have 10 new members as of yesterday. So
Right.
they're growing their council, and they're learning a lot from everyone. And we're hoping to have them engage more with our council in the future. So Haley, we've got some objectives for next year.
I like it. I think we're there.
Fair.
I think we've got a little competition. It sounds like, really. I'm just kidding.
Danny from Huron, she went to school at Tec de Monterrey campus Santa Fe, which is here, I think, in Mexico City. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Danny. Oh, yeah, she gave me yep, that is in Mexico City. So that was a little bit stressful for me because this hotel is in between both of those campuses, and I could not figure out the address for Uber. But I figured it out, and I kind of made it. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm really happy to be doing it out of Tec de Monterrey. I think it's a beautiful campus, and I'm so grateful that I did not fly home yesterday and took advantage of doing it from this part of the world.
Thanks, Frank. I'm loving this podcast episode. This one will be recorded just like all the other ones. I think we've said that a few times, but as we sort of wrap this and we point to what's happening next, we're actually going to be rolling into the keynote next. So if you guys are able to, we're going to wrap up here in the next 30 seconds to a minute. If you're able to, you want to join us over on the keynote. The way that you would get there is either by clicking on schedule just above the window here, or on sessions along the left-hand side. We'll be starting right at the top of the hour, so just in about 2 minutes here. Frank, if you want to say any final things to our audience, we had 232 people in here today. That's pretty great.
Well, thank you all for joining the podcast. It was a lot of fun. We're really going to do our best to kind of resurrect this because I think we've gotten a lot of great feedback. Yes, we're doing a podcast via Dreamin, but there are other opportunities to share with the community outside of events like Dreamin. So the PodCACHE is one of them. Reach out to Haley and I, and we need to resurrect that because the community wants to hear from you guys. So they don't want to hear from us all the time. They want to hear from you all. So this is your community, your event, your podcast. So
Oh,
Thank you all for joining.
Craig. I don't think we can end any better than that, but amazing. So head on over to the keynote and we'll see you guys there. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.